Today, we're going to be resin lining a barrel. Resin lining barrels were a common practice in medieval Europe, went out of fashion with modern barrel making techniques and modern equipment. I've been researching how to do this for months, and I finally have all the pieces together. One of our favorite meads that we make from the gůter spice recipe requires a resin lined barrel. The closest thing I could find to barrel pitch is brewer's pitch. J.S. Townsend, popular YouTube 18th century recreator, sells and has a tutorial on brewer's pitch. But brewer's pitch, to my understanding, has paraffin. And paraffin wasn't invented, so in order to do a proper medieval resin lined barrel, we're going to replace the paraffin in brewer's pitch with beeswax. Another reference that I used was the Pilsner Urquell brewery still uses resin lined barrels. Using a combination of what I've learned from Townsends and the Pilsner Urquell brewery documentaries, I'm going to try my hands at resin lining my own barrels. We're going to make our own. All right, so let me show you what I'm working with. We have a 5-gallon barrel and a 1-gallon barrel. We'll be putting our Townsend's brewer's pitch in the 1-gallon barrel, and I'm feeling pretty confident. We're gonna make our 5-gallon barrel the recipient of our homemade stuff. So I wanna talk about safety. Because we're gonna be heating this pitch, I've got welding gloves that are really long. They're gonna protect my hands in case any pitch spills. I'm wearing a long sleeve, and I've got safety glasses. We're dealing with hot boiling pitch, much like they would have dropped over walls in medieval siege. So let's not get boiled in tar. I've got a digital thermometer. I'll be able to take infrared readings on the pitch. Oh, and then I made my own little barrel jig that imitates the one in the Pilsner Urquell brewery, but on a small scale. Love it. Then for our homemade resin, we've got 100% pure pine resin. And these are beeswax that we refined from our own beehives. All right. 1 pound of resin and 1/5 of a pound of wax. One thing I know about pine resin is that you have to cook it for a long time. Otherwise there will be turpentine, and that won't be food safe. So I'm gonna be cooking my own pine resin to make brewer's pitch for a whole hour. Yeah, I can start to feel the heat coming in through my welding gloves here, sputtering a little bit. That's the air. You can kind of smell a backdraft of the mead that was in the barrel. All right, now to the barrel jig. Rolling the barrel. Life, stress, all your cares just melt away. Rolling the barrel.
You quoting that guy?
I am quoting that guy. There's not a way to describe how I'm feeling besides pure joy and elation. We'll do a little top stand. Make sure that side gets all good. I think this should be good. Yeah, it absorbed the whole thing. Terrific. I should have been wearing my safety goggles. Okay, that's one. Let's do the second one. So this is the Townsend's brewer's pitch, and it's been sitting in the sun. It's about an 85-degree day, and look at how soft this is. This is gonna be easy to work with when we heat this up. It's like forbidden candy. Almost makes me think I wanna refrigerate this first before handling it. It's gonna be so sticky. Ooh. So you know how messy pouring honey is? Mm-hmm. I made a big mistake. Start with a cold. Just start with a cold. My God.
1 hour later.
That was much easier. Maybe latex gloves too? That would be smart. So this one is already pre-processed. It shouldn't be as dangerous or fume intensive as the raw pine resin. Molten pitch. That's why we're wearing gloves and glasses and long sleeves. Very good. All right, now we got to work quick. Woo! Look at that. Yeah, stand back there, Need. Holy so much pressure. That was insane.
What are you thinking?
Thinking I should have resin lined this while it was still absolutely watertight 3 days ago. I still hear air escaping, but that's just gonna be as good as it gets, I think. Much more residual resin. Well, that was all very exciting. Now, the last step, putting some mead in. Well, we've learned a lot, I think. What have we learned? Be careful, as we saw boiling molten pitch splatter all over the place. Yeah, let's figure out how to get pine resin off of a table, or not. Yeah, be aware that molten pitch can spew forth out of a tiny pinhole and then in a barrel. Cool. I'm so warm. Thanks for coming with me on this crazy barrel adventure. I hope the mead tastes great. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna go put some mead in these barrels now. The last step of the gůter spice mead recipe is to age our mead in resin-lined barrels for 6 to 8 weeks. So, another racking. All right, that's a wrap.
Here are the results. We presented the mead and this barrel at our local medieval arts and science competition. We took first place. The resin imparted some flavor that people enjoyed, and we continued to display our work on a larger scale across the East Kingdom, which encompasses the mid and North Atlantic regions of the United States. I would call this experiment a success. I look forward to doing this on an even larger scale in the future.